Please excuse me, it's Saturday, it's makeup free day. As someone who just got back from one solo trip, about to get ready to do another solo trip in 2 months, are any of these 4 things holding you back from taking a solo trip? I think one of the major things that people have second thoughts about going on solo travels, especially female solo travelers, are that it's unsafe. I've come to find that that's not true. I just got back from New York City and I did not feel unsafe at all. I will say that you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to research and be smart about wherever you're traveling to. I haven't taken any solo trips where, I've only gone in major populated areas by myself, and I've always felt safe. Just especially, like I said, don't wander in areas, when you're alone. You can kind of blend into any crowded area, especially in New York where I stayed. It was a very popular area. Just be smart. If you don't feel comfortable, if something's really bothering you, always trust your instinct, and just try to get out of that situation as soon as you can. I think just another, not really myth, just an issue concern is just they think it's gonna be sad and you're gonna be depressed throughout the trip. They just think, oh, you're by yourself? Isn't that just really sad? No. I mean, there are times, like on my last trip, I did miss having my husband with me, but you can do whatever you want to do. So if you're sad, that's kind of your own fault, because you can literally find anything to do, especially if you're, in a big city where there's tons of things to do. If you're in, a more remote area, you might be bored, but that's just kind of, you need to look into like just other options you can do if you find yourself bored or even sad, that you're, maybe just try to find something else to do in place of just being sad and depressed. To add to that, on my last trip, there was just, expect that things aren't going to happen the way you plan them. Just have backup things to do in case of weather and if something doesn't go to plan. On my New York trip, there was one of the days where it rained and I had kind of issues with my knee on the side of it being sore. So you need to adjust for weather, or if something's not working out, just make sure you have other options you can do that day. Just having other options to do, just make sure that you keep having a good time and don't feel sad. I could have let my sore knee just really ruin my trip that I'm by myself, or just say, oh, I hate New York. No, I just kind of turned around and thought, okay, I didn't have a backup plan today. Let's try to see what else I could do instead. Maybe go inside for coffee. That after lunch coffee that I took, it really just kind of helped me get more energy back that I needed to continue on with the rest of one of my days. Point number 3 is not knowing what to do when you're alone. So this kind of ties into not liking to feel lonely versus being alone. I kind of lump this up into just the alone point. If you don't want to be alone for the entire duration of the trip, there are ways to meet other people. Walking tours of specific areas, food tours, pub crawls. There are certain apps like Couchsurfer if you want to meet up with people to have dinner or go on a tour together. There's lots of options you can meet people through. On my last trip, I met so many people. You just gotta strike up conversation with people around you for any attractions or any place that you're eating. There is just plenty of ways to meet people while you're traveling solo if you don't want to be alone the entire time. Point or concern number 4 is the whole dining aspect. I kind of understand, because there's sometimes after a long day, I like having a meal with someone and just conversing, unwinding after a day, but you don't have that when you're solo traveling. Sometimes I really don't mind having a nice sit-down dinner by myself, but I found what I do when I am by myself, I will just ask to be seated at the bar, when you're next to somebody. You can strike up conversation with people that way. I mentioned food tours in my last point. After a food tour, that's a nice way to, after your tour's done, you can sit down and have a meal or go out to drink. by meeting people that way. Any apps I mentioned, like Couchsurfer, I know there are other ones, I just can't think of them right now. But if you want to meet up with somebody for a meal, there are ways to do it that way. So if dining alone is a concern, there are ways, if you're okay with having dinner with a complete stranger, I don't mind, but I've found that I love just eating up at the bar when I'm by myself. It feels communal. You don't necessarily have to talk to the bartender or the person next to you, but you can. But I have met a lot of cool people by eating and drinking that way. And those were the 4 things that I hope are no longer holding you back from traveling solo. Please reach out in the comments if there's anything else you want to chat about. I'm hoping to find other solo travelers or other female travelers like me. Sometimes I do travel with friends, sometimes my husband, so there might be more content with that. But please reach out in the comments. Like and subscribe. I really hate saying that, but it really helps me connect with other people who are like me that want to make more content to connect with and do sort of things in the future. So hope to see you soon.